Welcome to the Illuminati broadcast. I'm your host, David. Welcome, David Moore. Alrighty, let's get into this. So I think in the last episode I was talking about hell. And hell, I need to keep going into that subject because it's very important in the Ars Goetia, how hell works. So hell is a place where you get tortured for eternity, and it's a horrible place that you do not want to go to. So whatever you could think of in this world, that's your greatest fear. Just know that in hell, there's a million more of that, and it's forever. And it never, ever, 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 ever ends. Like you're an atheist. You're like, okay, I don't believe in God. I believe when I die, everything goes black. And that's it. That there's like a higher power that's gonna be out there watching out for me. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. Okay, so, and why is that so important? To know that significance of hell. For me, I got a lot of good DNA. My ancestors were high priests. They were really good at what they did. They were basically Anubis. So they're like, okay, we're judging you guys. Like, you guys get to go to heaven or you get to go to hell, but we got to decide. And that's really important, especially in my magic. So in my magic, I'm like, okay, you're going to go to hell and you're not going to go to heaven. I don't want nobody up there. Like, nobody's going to go to heaven. I don't want nobody up there. I'd rather just send you guys all to hell, and then I'll think about the heaven stuff later, because y'all don't deserve that. Like, I'm in like evil witch mode, and I think that works for me. That's really good. And I love to test people. Like, oh, you don't believe it? All right, let's go. Like, I'll make it real for you. Yeah, so basically when you interrogate the spirit, you're like, I'm going to send you to hell. Like, I'm going to make your life miserable. I'm going to make it really hard for you. I'm going to show you the true strength of God. You're putting that magic. Imagine if you could scare a demon that way and you use that energy to scare a human. Like, that's pretty intense. And that's what I like to do in my spiritual warfare. Like, I like to hit the collective, the mass collective, the collective consciousness. Like, when I use my magic, I'm like, boom, like, what's up, y'all? Like, I'm Bowser. I'm here to, like, destroy you all. What's up? And then all the people are just running around all scared. They're like, oh, dang, I'm going to go to hell. I just know it. Yep. And then some are like, I don't believe it. Or some are just like, nah, I got God on my back. And I'm like, bitch, I am God. Boom. So you got to, like, you got to love your magic. You got to love yourself. You got to be real strong. And it's just like, I don't know if it makes me feel lonely, because I'm like, you know, I don't think there's anybody out there with that kind of power. Like, I know you got some strong magic, but I'd be pulling up a lot more. And I like that about myself, but at the same time, like, I love it too, because it's like, well, I guess maybe I'm going to be the only sorcerer left, but I don't think so. I think eventually, after I teach some magic and keep working on my magic, that there's going to be people out there who have that ability, that are going to be able to kind of keep up and become really great sorcerers in their own rights. And the cat's back. Alright, so I kind of wanted to talk about Paimon. In the book, they explain how to invoke a king. And so we kind of have a story from the Bible where Jesus is being born, but there's these three kings that come to visit him, and I think you can kind of see that in the chart that I'm always drawing and showing you guys. I wish I could just permanently put it up there in the corner. But you have the north, the south, the east, and the west, and then you have these three kings. So those three kings would be Venus, the sun, and Mars, and they're traveling towards the west, and in the west, that's where Jesus's like energies kind of is. And then it goes all the way back up to Venus. But, so the three wise men, the three kings, or whatever you call them. You invoke those three kings. You give them you ask them for their blessings and protections. You grace them with your generosity. So you give them gifts and offerings. You like talk to them. You speak to them. You like treat them like kings. You're supposed to like basically venerate them, because they are in charge of hell. Like, they're in charge of all these legions of demons, and the spirits respect them, and they'll do whatever they tell them because they respect you. So you're basically their boss in a sense. So I would say for me, that's my goal, but I would say for you, it's better to just focus on being a normal human and respecting them. But for me, I could be like, okay, I want this, I want that. But This is Paimon's sigil. And you can see in Pokemon he would be Ekans and Arbok. So King Cobra. And it says to like summon him in the west, which is kind of interesting. But I think that must mean like to have like some kind of chalice or like water energy that you can like put his energy into and kind of work with it. I think that's like left up for interpretation. But I think it mentions in the book, let's see, there's like some pages in here. We'll look at the invocation so we can kind of get an idea of what it's saying, because it makes a lot of sense once you kind of get the idea, and then you can kind of get an idea of how it works when you summon a spirit. The constraint, the invocation. Okay. O thou great, powerful, and mighty King Amaimon. So you're supposed to think Amaimon is Paimon. Oh, so earlier I was talking about Asmodee. He's Rapidash, but Amaimon, whatever, Paimon. I think the reason why they say Amaimon instead of Paimon is, I don't know. I don't think it's a mistranslation, but I think it's just, I don't know. There must have been a reason why they had done that, to kind of like, I don't know, make it difficult for you to understand, but kind of make it like something that you figure out like a puzzle. Who bears the role of the supreme god El over all spirits, both superior and inferior, in the infernal orders and the dominion of the east. And that's the air, so that's the sun. So you have these three kings. Also, when you look at the chart, you have three kings that are there. Which would be Baal, Paimon, and Baelith. So now you have this idea that they're all kind of walking with each other in the east. So you have, I think Baal's the first one, then Paimon's the 9th one, then Baelith is the 13th. And then it kind of gives you like they have an entourage. They're the kings. They bring the sun with them. They bring all this energy. So it's kind of like teaching you a little bit about how it works. I feel like it's a little bit difficult to describe, and that's because people aren't really educated or know about this kind of stuff, but I gotta share it, and kind of dumb it down. I do invocate and command thee by the special and true name of God. Let's see. To come unto me before this circle, without harm unto me or any other creature, to answer truly and faithfully unto all my requests, so that I may accomplish my will and desire in knowing or obtaining any matter or thing which by office thou knowest is proper for him to perform or accomplish through the power of God El. Yeah, so that's interesting, right? It's kind of like you're calling upon the sun, and you're asking him for favors, and you're saying all these things, and you're giving him all these dignities and qualifications. So you're really venerating the sun and honoring it, and you're like, you're holy to me, you're powerful to me. And even if the sun isn't there, you know that it is, because the sun will always be there at that time of day. It's not going to go faster or slower. That's how the seasons work. It just has that thing that you have to kind of understand. But yeah, so you got Paimon, you got Baal, and you have Baelith. So those are the three wise men, the three kings that you need to summon first, and then they kind of bring out the other ones, and then you can kind of work with them. I feel like those are rituals that you could kind of incorporate and then like see how they work for you. But I think it's also good just to know the story behind them, so you understand why it is that way. Let's see. With the astral battling, okay, let's see the spiritual warfare part. All right, so if we have Hermes, and I have him in the center, and I'm destroying his Archon. So when you destroy something in the astral realm, obviously it's going to get hurt in the physical realm, but when you destroy something in the astral, usually in the Illuminati rituals, they sacrifice something or they destroy something. The humiliated, like the more damage they do to something, the more energy they get back from it. So like, let's say you're having a lot of nightmares and your life is horrible. Those Illuminati members that are doing that to you are benefiting off of that. So they're like, okay, like they're going to make a story or a movie, and it's going to be about this kid that's always having nightmares, and he's getting picked on by the bullies, and he can't fight back, and then he finds like a hero, and then, the story moves on. Like, that's how they make it come to life. And then once they have that, it gets even bigger because they're doing it to so many people that like all of them want to go see that movie, and then their parents want to see the movie because they want to figure out how to fix their kids. Like there's so much ritual stuff that goes behind it. So when you're doing spiritual warfare and you have a target, like the archon for that Illuminati champion. So basically, like Rihanna, she's always like, I'm the Illuminati princess. Yeah, sure, whatever. But there's somebody up there that's higher than her that's always gonna be like something particular. And I usually don't want to talk about like who it is exactly because I think it's better to keep that kind of a mystery so I can have more time to use witchcraft and curses and hexes on them, and then I can see results. Like one of them is a musician. He's hidden. You don't really see him very often, but he's pretty popular. He knows what he's doing. And you're not going to be able to really... you're going to have to really put in a lot of magic to leave any kind of scars, damage, or marks on him. Just because he's so protected. And the other celebrities will protect him with their auras, with their fans. So, their fans might go get suicidal or crazy or start doing crazy stuff. And you just have to, like, trust your magic, whatever it's doing in that direction. And then you have Hermes right there. He's working with all the actors. So you're not necessarily destroying the god Hermes and the literal planet Mercury and the element Earth, but you're destroying its archon. So that's like the most powerful sorcerer in the Illuminati that fits that criteria. So let's see. If you destroy that archon, the followers, the people that are worshiping them, they're putting in a lot of energy to keep that archon alive. And the reason is because when you get abused by somebody and you love them, you'll do anything to protect them. Like if you're in an abusive relationship and your husband beats you, you're going to do everything to protect him. You're going to lie for him. You're going to cheat and steal for him. You're going to do whatever it takes to make him happy. So that's what these celebrities are. They're like Stockholm Syndrome. They got you. You're stuck. You're chained to them. You're worshiping them. When they go to hell, you're going to go to hell. When you go to hell, they're going to go to hell. Like, it's no matter what, you guys are chained. You guys are forever marked, like sealed to that person. I think that's a special thing about Mormonism is that they talk about being sealed to somebody or something. And that's kind of like a binding. Like, you're sealed to that person. Now you're sealed to that entity. Now you're sealed to that spirit. For the demons, I'd rather be sealed with them because at least I know that they have... Well, you know what? They're more afraid of me than I am of them, let's be honest. But for a human, if you're not afraid of a demon, then there's something wrong with you. Like, that's impossible. All humans are afraid of demons. I'm not, but I do know what it feels like to be afraid of them. And the reason I would say I'm not afraid of them is because I think of myself as the Messiah, as the Antichrist. Like, I'm up there. I'm God. Like, I own them. They're mine. So I don't really have that idea where it's like, oh, I'm just a normal human and I'm learning how to live life and there's a spiritual world. No, I know that I'm the fucking boss. So, but a normal human like you, I'm just saying, like, if you're watching this, you're probably a normal human. And if you're not and you're a really good magician, I would love to meet you, but obviously maybe you're too scared to say hi. Let's see. And there's not a lot of people looking up information like this. There's not a lot of people looking for these things. Sometimes I'll go into the laptop, into YouTube, and I'll be like, all right, Illuminati conspiracies. And then all I see is like these people from Africa trying to indoctrinate you into the Illuminati. And I'm like, man, that's not how you do it. This is lame. Like, that's boring. Like, I want to see some real conspiracies. I want to see some real stuff. And then the people get stuck on the reptilian things. And it's like, come on. Like, you guys gotta... I don't know. They just get so boring and slow. But I'm like, come on. There's got to be like some real good stuff out there. And I think you just have to dig for it and find it. Yeah. So let's see. All right. So that hell thing. All right. So you got Hermes over here. He's stuck in the middle now because it's his day. Like, so basically all those demons are like, we're going to push this one in the middle. Like, we're going to push this archon, this celebrity, this idol. We're going to put him in the middle. And you can use whatever spells you want on him. You can use them as target practice. So I'm just like working on my wind magic, my thunder magic, water magic, fire magic, earth magic, whatever I want. Just boom, 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 boom. And the good thing is, when you use magic, you need energy source, you need resources, you need spiritual power. So let's say you're just some kid in Wyoming. You're using When you use your magic, you're using the energy of your parents, you're using the life force of whoever it is that's supporting you, whoever's enabling you to be able to do this magic or live. You're using that spiritual force, that energy. So you could be like living with your grandma, you're using your grandma's energy. You could be somebody that likes music and has a community on like Twitch or something. You're using those people's energies to keep you alive, to be able to do those things, to live your normal life and to be able to do rituals. So no matter what, everybody's a sorcerer in some kind of way, but some people just use it to stay alive. Some people use it to get famous and make money. Me, I use it to destroy other wizards, because I'm like, nah, I gotta be the only one, I gotta be the best, I gotta be number one. Like, that's just how it's gotta be. All right, so then you have Hermes pushing this archon up there, and what I like to do is just say that's Hermes. That archon is Hermes, that's Mercury, that's Earth, that's Taurus, that's him. And I use my magic on him, and while I'm doing that, his energy is getting depleted because I'm using his resources, because we're on the outer ring. So we're throwing him in the middle. I'm using all the resources of everybody else, of Aries and Cancer, and I'm using their magic and their energy to attack the one in the middle. So, but every day it changes. So what, tomorrow's Thursday, Cancer's going to go back in the middle, and when you attack him, you're going to be making money off of him. So it's basically voodoo. With voodoo or hoodoo, whatever, I don't care what you call it, I call it voodoo. I don't care how you call it, I just call it voodoo. And to me, voodoo is like a curse magic that has a lot of playfulness to it, because you're working with Papa Legba, you're working with the Orishas, and they're very playful, they're fun, they're young, they're unique, they're powerful, they have magic, they have wisdom, they love to battle, they like war, they like transformations, they love witches who get into the magic, they love that, they love it, and they love you'll know that they love it because they'll put it in your heart. They'll be like, oh my god, doesn't it feel good to like talk about us and like have this like connection and like know that we're with you and you're with us and we're all together like a family, like we're gonna rule the world, don't worry. Like, and if you don't like what we do, like, punish us and we'll still work for you, like, we don't care. Like, that's how much they love me, and that's how much I love them, because they really are effective. Like, when I need them, they're there. So the Orishas, top tier. But I think that's important. Like, a lot of people can't do that. They can't work with the demons, they can't work with the Orishas, they can't work with God and the angels. I could work with all of them and above and beyond, all the Egyptian gods, everything. Like, nothing's from me. No religion is impossible for me. Like, they're all easy peasy squeezy for me. Like, whatchamacallit, what did I just think of right now? That was a really good one. Oh yeah, so like the Antichrist thing, like one world religion, like that's me all the way. Like, man, I got this, guys. Like, don't worry, I'm the best Antichrist there will ever be. Like, there's no one better than me. So yeah, just tap into that energy, just release it, use it against that archon. And these other archons, the Aries archon and the Cancer archon, like, they have all these followers. So all these politicians in this area, all the monarchs, and then all the Aries, so all the singers, musicians, writers, and then all these actors, they're all that energy is getting used up. And it goes further and further and further until it hits like the little people, you know, like just the normal civilians walking down the streets. You have to use all that magic. So when you're a vampire, vampires use magic. So you can kind of think of it as like, if I'm the wind and I'm using my magic, I'm encompassing everything around me. I'm grabbing all that life force and I'm using it to what I want to, like, but I make sure that I put pain into that magic so that it hurts that spirit. So it makes it feel pain. And I also make it feel a good thing too, where it's like, I mix both of it, like the good and the bad, because I don't want to just put light into it. I want to put darkness into it as well. So I'm like, I want this to hurt them. I want this magic to hurt. But also, you put in, like, I also wanted to make them so happy that they stay out of my way and that everything good goes according to plan. Because if you ever read a story or watch a movie, what happens to the bad guy, the villain? Somebody's going to step in his way. You see Sauron, he's like, I'm going to get that ring. Everybody's like in his way. He's like, I made that ring. Give it to me. But nobody wants to give it to him. Like, let him have his ring. That's his. He owns it. They're like, no, 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 we can't let him have it. Like, see, we can't. So in the Ars Goetia, they'd be like, oh, you could turn your friends and your foes into your allies. So it's like, all right. So you kind of just turn that magic, like, all right, hit their subconscious really hard, break their subconsciousness, and their collective consciousness will give them everything they want. We'll give them the best movies. We'll give them the best music. We'll give them the best TV, everything, the best fashion. We'll make them feel great, magnificent, marvelous. We'll give them a purpose in life. Because I think that's even more scary. Like, you have all this blessings and then you go straight to hell. Boom. Well, you're going to feel some kind of way. You're going to be like, wait a minute. I had it all and then I lost it all. Like, how is that going to feel? For me, I'm like, man, I've always had it. I've always had family. I've always had friends. I've always had education, love. Like, I keep that stuff like really personal to me, but at the same time, I'm like, you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep advancing your magic. You got to like, all right, it's good to have family, but I got to focus on this spiritual warfare, because I want to give them a chance and myself a chance to live a better life. And I don't want to have all these goons in the way. So you got to really put your magic into this, because the Illuminati, they're doing that 10 times more plus, and then they got all these people that are doing the same thing. So it's like a whole church is going up against you, a whole church of evil, a whole church of politicians and monarchies are going against you, a whole church of musicians and their little people that love to listen to music are going against you, all those ravers. And then you have all these actors, all the models, everything that you could think of that has to do with acting, writers, book writers, etc., like teachers, all those people. And then it goes all the way down to the young ones, all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to just the moms and the dads and the kids, the families, everything. They're all praying against you that you lose. So I grab one archon each day, depending on the element, put them right in the middle, use my magic on them, kaboom. They get everything they want. Kind of like a genie, like the genie gives you your wishes come true, but then he's like, I gotcha, like I'm gonna trick it up so you get destroyed, just like the leprechaun does it. It's a known fact. So yeah, you kind of have to work with that. I think that's the important thing about the Ars Goetia, is you got to learn that there's so much going on, but that's why you have to be pretty wise. Like, not a lot of people can do that. I've never met anybody that can use the Ars Goetia like I can. I've never met anyone that's so gifted at it. Like, I remember I would be like, no, I don't want to do that kind of stuff, and then I'll just get tons of gifts about it, and I'll be like, all right, I'll work with you guys now. I get it, but it was not easy. Oh man, it was not easy. Your life gets flipped all the way around. Not a lot of people survive that one. So it's like, I'm like, I got a gift. I'm like, I'm really good at this. Like, I could keep up with them toe to toe. And not only that, I can go above and beyond. Like, I remember when I was younger, if people were going through bad things, I'd be like, don't worry, I got you. And then things will get so much better. But nowadays, it's like, nope, I gotta just keep going. Like, can't feel sorry for nobody. Like, if you're not related to me, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But if you're a friend and you really want to go on this journey with me, let's go. Like, I'll teach you, I'll educate you. But they're like, I love this actor, I'm gonna worship them, I'm gonna do whatever they want me to do. I'm like, dang, you're damned. And then you got people who are like, oh, I love this musician, I'll do anything for this musician, they're not using me. I'm like, dang, you really are gonna lie through your teeth for them, huh? Boom, go to hell. And then you got people who are like, oh no, the government's always right, like I gotta listen to the rules, I gotta follow the politicians, I gotta follow the monarchy, like I gotta do this their way. Yeah, okay, boom. And then you got people that are like, oh, I hate the government, I hate the monarchy, but they're really they're the biggest fans, because they're just like, I hate them, but at the end of the day they're still using everything that they got. And I'm like, you're going with them. And then people are like, I don't know, they just don't, they'll say they don't believe in something, they don't have a purpose. And it's like, dang, like you're not one of my kind. Like, I'm a witch, I'm a wizard. That's why when I see other witches and wizards that really like, they tap into that energy and they acknowledge it, I'm like, go for it. That's important. That's like, that's strong stuff. But you don't meet that, you don't see a lot of people like that. That's why I'm like, why should I make videos? Like, I'm never gonna meet anybody on here that's gonna have that kind of energy. Like, they're never gonna watch my videos. But I'm like, you know what, I gotta make it. I just gotta make some cool videos and just go out there and just do it. Yeah, like I always try to look for other good magicians and other I meet magicians and wizards and witches, but they're never as good as I am. They never have no heart, they have no passion, they're just followers. And sometimes they have good stuff, like my brothers and sisters, they're really good at it. Family members that I know, like that's why I'm like, you guys are nothing like my family. Like you guys have no gifts, and I would go hard mode on them, and I'm like, and you guys, how are you guys making it this far? And then it took me a while to realize. I mean, I always known, but it took me a while to like really make a precise diagram of how these archons are using these energies to like stay alive and keep all these humans alive and like swarm. Yeah, so I'm like, dang, that's crazy stuff. All right, so we have Hermes right here. His archon, we're beating him up. Boom, 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 boom. And that is Illuminati ritual stuff right there, like top tier stuff that you need to know about. So they're doing that to you. So you don't know it. They're doing it to you. They're like, man, I got all these followers and I could just pick out anyone I like. I know which ones I like. I can see them. I can see their spiritual energies. I can see what they're feeling, they're thinking. I know which ones are out there. I know what they look like. I got followers. I got team members working on everything. Okay, so when you hear stories about people like, oh yeah, they're like, it's called psychosis, okay? When people are like, oh yeah, the FBI is after me, or like all these people are looking at my profile and they're following me and they know everything about me, they got you good, because yeah, they do have that, but they use it like, let's say Hermes is right here, the archon for Hermes. He's like the celebrity. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm the best actor in the world. And then you have all these people in his team that are like, okay, well, these people watch his videos, these people don't like his videos, these people don't really care about him, and they go through all those people, and then they're like, which ones really like him? They'll pick that one. Which ones really hate him? They'll pick that one. And they'll be like, all right, let's do some spells on these two people and let's see how we influence them. We'll torture this one that doesn't like him, and then they'll do some dark magic on you. All these people will, because they're all connected. Like in the brain, they're like all connected. They share the same soul. It's like it's just wrong, to be honest. Like when I use my magic, I don't do any of that. But with the Ars Goetia, I'm like, I have to do that magic. I have to do that Illuminati magic where you're like, let me grab all these people and all these people and all these people and put them in that spell. I have to be ruthless. Usually I'm just like, I'll do my own thing. I don't not care. Like, I don't want to be part of any of these things. But I'm like, all right, I gotta do the dirty work. I gotta do the dark magic. So then you grab those energies, those souls. But when you're a high level magician like me, I don't think you could ever get that high, to be honest. You could just grab their souls with some voodoo magic, just like you would put it into a doll. You just grab it. There's gotta be nothing there. You could just throw it into the wind. Like, let's say if you were an earth element, just pretend you're like creating your own statue. If you're a water element, pretend you're creating like a lake. Or if you're a fire element, pretend you're creating this fire. With me, I'm an air element. I could just pretend, I could just throw anything out there, really. Make a tornado and just like keep throwing all the ingredients in there. Just get creative. Some people are like, oh, they're writers, so they'll write a book and then they'll put it out there like that. Let's see. So when you're using all those energies, the people that are feeling pain and the people that are feeling good, you put all that together, you put all their money together, all that energy that's going on, and then you just... So what I do is I get that archon. It doesn't want to be in the center, trust me. But you get that archon, you put it there. You're like, you're my target in the spiritual warfare. You don't got to do nothing physical to them. You do everything spiritual. So you're not going to go meet them. You're not going to go see them. You're not going to go find them. You don't need to know them. You could do this magic in the safety of your own house, in a backyard, wherever you want. You don't even... It's all remote viewing. It's all spiritual. It's all role-playing. None of it's real. It's just magical. So you just do what you got to do in the magic realm. Like, all right, I see my target. I've been working on a lot of fireball spells. Boom, 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 boom. All right. And that spirit will get hurt. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it's getting destroyed little by little. But that thing is connected to all these people. Remember that. So we can just kind of put them in the center with them. So we only have to envision that one archon, and damaging that one archon is going to hurt all the rest of them. So that way you're not overloading yourself. You're not like, oh my god, I have to destroy all these spirits that are around him. No, just destroy him and use that spiritual energy to hit him hard. And use these other guys too, because these guys, they don't want this guy to lose, because if this guy loses, they lose money, they lose their masks, they lose a lot of, they're all together. So if it's like when God's like, if your hand is doing bad things, cut off your hand. And that's what you got to do. You got to cut these entities out of your life, but you have to actually destroy them, because they cannot be on the same plane as you, period. So you're going to destroy these things. For me, Gemini, Venus, lucky for me, I got love on my side. So they can't really hate against me. They love me too much. Even my victims in the astral realm love me. So remember, this is all a story. It's all role playing. It's all part of your imagination. It's all part of the story, like Dungeon Master stuff. Like, this is all a journey. So you have Hermes in the middle, you're beating him up, and then you're like, wait a minute, I got Aries over here and he's not doing nothing. Like, he's not gonna help me defeat this thing, so I'm gonna make him. So I'm gonna use some magic to manipulate him, take his fire and use it against Hermes. And I'm gonna manipulate his people and put masks on them, on both of them. So they're like, oh, I gotta attack this one, and this one's like, I gotta attack that one. So they start attacking each other. Their spiritual energies start attacking each other, and you're like, all right, good. And then you do the same thing with the Cancer energy, the water energy. You put the masks on them. You got them fighting each other. Like, you gotta use things that you like. Me, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's the bomb. It's like the best at curses and hexes. Like, if you ever, there's a game called the Illuminati card game. It's just like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, perfect. It's just, do some research on it, okay? So if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, they have all these spells and traps, and you kind of have to, you can incorporate some of those things into your magic, because those are some real spells and real traps out there, real curses and hexes. So you could put like this mask of destruction on all of them and have them, like, while they're fighting, they're wasting more of their energy. That's vampirism right there. That's Illuminati magic, and you're using it against them. That's really brutal. So, and remember, like, the end goal is that they're going to go to hell. So once their members are losing and they lose some of their followers, those people are in hell now. And you can remember that, like, okay, those people are in hell. They're suffering. I'm winning. I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. I can do this. Don't give up, because they're going to do everything in their power to make you give up. They're going to make you fall in love with them. They're going to blind you. They're going to bore you. They're going to do whatever it takes. They're going to scare you. A lot of people go crazy because they get scared, or they hear voices, or they can't control themselves. Sorry, like, that's not going to happen to me. But that only happens if you're not fighting back. That only happens if you're like, you don't want to use your magic. Then they're like, oh, okay, you're not going to use your magic. It's like if you were sleeping outside and somebody was kicking you, like, you got to get up, you got to fight back, you got to move around, you got to run away, you got to do something. But if you don't, they're going to win. Like, in the spiritual realm, you're not doing nothing. You're just like, please do whatever you want. You don't want that. You don't want them to do whatever they want. But also, I have a really good spell that turns that against them. So I have like some voodoo dolls that I enchant that, like, if somebody attacks me, they do a lot of work to protect me. And they're really good. And the more money you put into those things, the stronger they're going to be. That's why celebrities, they have those expensive things. Those things are protecting them. Like, there's like a lot of stories where if you're wearing a necklace or a bracelet and they break, it's because they protected you. And you're like sad because they're like, oh, I spent a lot of money on that, or my mom gave that to me. Just remember, or you lose something, like, just remember those things are protecting you. But also, like, I got to do that to these guys. So if they start losing all these things, then that works good for me, because that means I'm destroying them. But also, I'm also doing magic too, where I'm cursing their own objects against them. So maybe they're like, okay, now I got this movie role, now I got all this money, I got this new house, I got this new car, I'm doing so good. But eventually I'm gonna have those things like be like, like, I want them to be possessed by my magic so they can turn against them. But I wanted to do it in a way where It's very subliminal, very subconscious. Because if I do everything, right in their face, like a magician, they're gonna be like, that's not good enough for me. They're gonna know how to stop you. You got to be able to do magic from behind the scenes and not let them know crap. Yeah, it's pretty dark magic, but I think it has a lot of value. And I think another thing would be like, well, why would you talk about it? Why would you let people know how you're using your magic? Like, aren't you afraid? Like, nobody's watching my videos. Let's be real. So nobody's gonna be like, oh yeah, David's doing this with his magic, because it's not gonna matter. And if you do, then it's even better, because I'll be like, man, I'm gonna be a famous wizard one day. Let's go. Yeah, call me the Dark Lord. What's up, Demon Lord? Let's go. Yeah. So you got this astral warfare. You're destroying this one energy. You're using the other energies against him. And you're giving them everything they want, and you're breaking them apart and cursing them. So it's just like a huge hex. Like, that doesn't normally happen. The Illuminati does it against you, but nobody really does it to them. And the reason is because they're all part of each other. They're all different factions, and you're even probably a part of it, and you don't even know. And if you do know, you're like, yeah, like, I really follow this celebrity a lot. And that's okay. Like, you can follow them and like them and things like that, but you also have to remember they're feeding off of you. So you got to put some intentions in there, like, all right, let's go. I know you're feeding off of me, but I'm gonna feed off of you, and I'm gonna get on top, and I'm not gonna lose. But I don't know. I feel like you might not be the person that can handle that. You might be somebody that's like my enemy. You'll probably be like right there next to them, like, okay, now I don't gotta worry about that celebrity, but then you're there, and I'm like, oh, I gotta use my magic against you too, and I am, obviously. That's just something good to know, right? I always like to do like tournament kind of stuff, like championship, astral realm battles, and they work really good. It's just they take a while. Usually I'll win in some, and then I'll kind of like lay back for a little bit and enjoy the spoils. But this time I have to like really, really put in some hard work. Usually I do like some good camaraderie, like, you did a good job, you get a reward. You did a good job, you get a reward. Now I'm just like, no, we're gonna go hardcore. I gotta make it a show. I gotta really blast off. So, but I also don't want to be bored. I don't want to be bored, so I have to like really bedazzle it, even for my own taste, and just like really make it like, I have to savor the victory. I have to savor the battle, because it could be so boring. I get bored so easily. Like, I played video games for so long my whole life, and like done this for my whole life, that like now, like, it'll make me sleep. And then if I get super sleepy and then I get super bored, like, I want to do things, and like I want to just focus on battling these people, getting them out of the way, and then controlling the earth as soon as I can. Like, I just want to be at the top. Like, I want to be the next pope. I want to be the next king. I want to be the next everything. I'm going to be the next Messiah. I'm going to be the Antichrist always. I just want to be the best of the best, and just rule the world. Obviously that's for entertainment purposes only, but not really. Yeah, also I kind of want to do like comedy and funny things, but I'm obviously really focused on this battle. So, okay, we're beating up Hermes, whatever. The next day, we're going to put Cancer in there, beat him up, boom, 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 boom. Then Friday, then it's my turn to get to the center. I get that boom, like, whoosh, all that love energy. They're, like, all around me, and I could just swing my axe around and just boom, 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 boom. Take them all out, keep using that magic until they're just done for. And the thing is, when you're battling them, they're not going to show you like, hey, like, I lost a whole bunch here, I lost a whole bunch there, I lost a whole bunch there, I'm shaking in my boots, I'm scared. They're going to be like, no, I'm good, you took out my pawn, but I still got my queen over here, I still got this, I'm still doing that. Just keep going, keep using your magic to break them down, to crumble them down. If you ever seen Dark Shadows, there's this girl named Angelique, and she's like cursing Barnabas, and she's like breaking apart some stones, and she's like destroying his family apart and like cursing him. That's the stuff I'd be doing. Like, I'm like, sorry, like, I'm gonna do some dark magic, I'm gonna get my way, I don't care. And yeah, so you just gotta use your magic, just gotta use it. But they will trick you, they will tempt you, they will do whatever it takes to defeat you, because they don't want you to win. It's dog eat dog world out there. Let's see, 39 minutes in, we still have time. What else can we talk about? in subjects. Let's see, it's 7 o'clock. I think that was the hour of the sun, right? Yeah. Let's just make sure. I don't really care. All right. Let's see what else is coming up. So I think I explained all of the spiritual warfare stuff. I have voodoo dolls that I like to use. I don't really have to prick them with the needles. I just kind of give them the spirit that they need and the attention they need, and I just let them use whatever they need. I just have them around. I let my energy soak into them. I let their energy do what it needs to do to protect me. Yeah, so voodoo dolls are really helpful. What else could I do with my rituals? I'm just kind of focused on them right now at the moment. I do a lot of dancing because that helps me like shake around that magic and get it moving, and also stay a little bit healthy and just, not be in my head so much, because trust me, like astral warfare, you will get so tired so fast. You got to really put the things you like into it. So like, let's say I'm good at art, so I put art into it. I'm good at music, I put music into it. I'm good at dancing, I put the dancing into it. I put everything into it. Yeah, let's see, what else could we do with some Illuminati magic? Yeah, they're basically vampires vampirizing off of you. You got to do the same thing back to them. Fight fire with fire, and then go above and beyond for that one too. Got to like think outside the box. Use some cool magic. We went over Paimon, Baelith, Baal, and how they're the three kings and they're the three faces of the sun. And they're usually in the morning, so that's why it says like at 9 o'clock you invoke the kings. Yeah, let's see. West is the water, the chalice, the cup. The east is spades, it's swords, it's air element. It's the east, it's green, it's copper, it's Venus. Yeah, so that key will help you decipher some mythologies. Yeah, I guess for the most part, like when I see my character, I usually see him as somebody that's like a nymph or a siren or a harpy or an angel, something like heavenly that can float around, that can fly around. I usually see Aries as like a warrior type. I'll see Cancer as a paladin, and then I'll see Hermes as like a Taurus or a bull, but I kind of give him his physical form, so maybe like a knight in dark armor. Yeah, and I kind of give them sometimes I'll write out stories, like what they're thinking and what they're saying, and then I kind of get into it with my character and see what the dialogue is, work on that, what is it called when you see things from a distance? When you watch people with your third eye, not astral projecting, dang it, what is it called? Remote viewing. Got to remember that word, remote viewing. That's a very important one. People remote view. So you're doing a painting, you're like, I never saw this place. Oh, earlier today, there's this place in not Yugoslavia, Nova Scotia, somewhere around there. I don't know, somewhere near Finland or something. There was like this war site where it was a hill, and I remember I had a dream, so I'm like, oh, I remember that place in my dream. I've never seen that place, I've never been there, but I dreamt about it, and I know my ancestors are from Germany, so I'm like, maybe there was something there. But there was this battle there, a war battle there, and I was like, that's exactly what happened in my dream. There was a war, and in the war, like, I was fighting, and I don't know if I was fighting against the church or something, but there was a church there, and there were soldiers, and we all had our weapons, and they had their weapons, and there was one guy that was like on my side, and I was like, dude, you're doing this wrong. Like, when you go into battle, you have to want to die, you have to want to lose, not lose, but like, you have to be aware that you are going to lose, you are going to die. You have to be aware that you're making a sacrifice. You have to be aware that, like, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to fight to the death, like, I'm going to die kind of thing. Like, because you could tell he was afraid. He was like, I don't want to go into the battle. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm like, you got to go in there knowing that you're going to die. Like, you got to go in there knowing, like, I'm going to die, and that's okay. Like, at least I died fighting. At least I died doing what's right, you know? And a lot of people don't have that. So when I was looking at him, I was like, I could fly in the dream. And I was like, you got to know you're going to die in the dream. That's why you can fly. And he was like, I don't want to do that, I'm scared, I don't know how. So I kind of had to teach him a little bit. And I was like, that's interesting that that dream kind of tied in with all that. So it let me know that there was a real war there. There was a battle. There was a time when something happened. And maybe that's the spirits reaching out to me in a way, because they can see the future like that. Or they just know things. The spirit world knows things, especially your ancestors. Yeah, so it's good to remember some parts of your dreams. Like, don't try to remember the whole thing. Maybe just remember one part, and then just be like, all right, like, that was the theme, or that's like the little lesson of the story. Because sometimes dreams can be draining and exhausting. Let's see. So yeah, that was a pretty cool experience. And I think that's kind of how I see my battles. When I go into battle, I'm like, I know that they're stronger than me. I know that they have more physical strength than me. I know they have more money than me. I know how they have more. They just have everything better than I do. They have everything and I have nothing. And I have to learn how to use whatever I have to my advantage. I have to. I can't just give up. I can't just stop. I have to fight even though I know I'm going to lose. And I think that's what helps me win and keep going. And then once I see results, it makes me even more happier. I'm like, yeah, my magic's working. I'm getting there. Maybe in my book of shadows I can write things about like all the times that I do win in a magical spell, and like the different kind of magical spells I'm working on. I think that'll be kind of interesting. Yeah, but right now I'm just really focused on like, all right, my archon is the air element, their archon is the earth element, water, fire, and it's this 4-way championship. So you got celebrities that are actors, and you got celebrities that are musicians, and then you got I guess a celebrity that's a politician or a monarch, and then you got me, this nobody. So like there's the battle going on, and how do I fight these guys and win? And I think that's fun. Like, that just makes me think more of like, how do I make the story better, and how do I relate it? Because it has a lot of context. I just got to figure out what's inside of it and how to bring it out and what to talk about and what other people are expecting, and make it kind of entertaining and something palatable that people can like devour in a way, like digest and understand. I try to make it as simple as I can. So yeah, I'm battling an earth element. That's kind of tough. I feel like he's always hiding behind something, and like his HP is high because he has there's so many actors out there. But if you notice, like for a while there was like a actor strike. I know for sure I was affecting that, because I was like, like I don't want people to make movies anymore. Like I'm just pissed. And then they couldn't do it. And I was like, all right, let me open that gate up and let me try it again. But this time, instead of stopping them from writing, I want them to write. I want them to write some really cool stories. I want them to write what's going on in these battles. I want them to write what's happening to this actor and this politician and this monarch and this singer. And my character. I want them to talk about it. I want to be able to see it, like how it's affecting in the world. That's how you kind of leave a clue, like a trail, like a footprint, a magical footprint. Like I want to see what's happening in the world and what people are doing. It just makes it so much better. There's nothing better than that. Until you win and beat them, and then you have enough money to like do whatever you want in the world. But we got the musician over here. He's hiding too. He doesn't really want to come out and use his astral battling. I feel like a part of me is like, they're kind of sacrificing themselves in a way where they're like, go ahead, destroy us, like we don't have nothing to live for, like we love you too much. Aphrodite, like I'm Aphrodite, okay, remember that. They're like, Aphrodite, like I love you too much, we can't stop you, we don't want to fight back, you can hurt us as much as you want and destroy everything we love. And they're not going to fight back, so I have to do something to inspire them to fight and have everybody fighting each other. Even the Cancer, he's like Artemis, he's like, no, I don't want to fight Aphrodite, I love you, I don't want to hurt you, I want to show you that I could be the one for you. And I'm like, nope. You got to destroy each other. You got to destroy yourself. You got to destroy everything you love. Everything got to destroy you. Like, there's got to be a lot of destruction, a lot of war, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. But I'm gonna also do this magic where I'm gonna make you guys having a blast. Like, it's gonna be a beautiful, wonderful world, and it's gonna be a fireworks show, and then you're just gonna be falling all the way down to hell until boom, you're gone. So I just have to make it really fun, really entertaining. I can't be bored. I don't want to be just stuck in my room all day doing nothing. I want to make my magic fun. I want to give people a show. Why not? Because, I mean, I can always go back and be like, I could listen to the music that I knew that they were being destroyed to. I could watch the movies that they were being destroyed to. I can go live in the palaces that I destroyed them out of. Like, I can make my own new palaces. I can make my own new movies. I can make my own new music. I can do whatever I want now. And, like, just kind of filter it out. But until then, like, I still need cars, I still need transportation, I still need money, I still need food, I still need everything. I still need a lot of things to happen. So it's a double-edged sword. I gotta work on this Ferris wheel. I gotta, like, work with them, and I gotta break them at the same time. It's like, it's taxing. It's a lot of energy. So I need to, like, work on some familiar magic, create some familiars that do this work for me, and I do the work. And, like, the faster I can get it done, the better. Like, if you ever play a video game and you're like double experience, double money, like, I want all that. I want those bonuses. I'm like, boom, 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 high scores, high scores, high scores. I gotta get my magic is like a video game. I have to get it up there. I have to make sure it's super strong, super powerful, super fun, super exciting, potent, effective. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna upload these to YouTube. Leave a comment. Say whatever you want. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm a really nice person, but I'm also really mean at the same time. I don't sugarcoat things. And I'm not really afraid. So whatever you want to say, go for it. I'm really trustworthy. I'm really accepting and open-minded. Unfortunately, I wish I was more brutal, but I think we're getting there. I think I am pretty brutal, but I feel like you have to just give it your all because they want you to lose. This person wants a chance at love, you know? Like, this Hermes, he's like, no, Aphrodite, I know one day we're going to be together. I just know it. Aries over here, I know we're going to be together, Aphrodite. And then Artemis over here, like, one day, babe, I love you. We're going to be together. When? And even then, like, I want to know that I'm ugly. Like, I want to make sure I'm ugly because I want to make sure that he'll never want me. I want to make sure Artemis never wants me. I want to make sure they don't want me. I want to make sure that I'm nothing that they dream of. Like, I'm a boy. You guys want girls, right? Like, sorry. Like, I'm not going to be your fetish. I'm not going to be whatever you want me to be. Like, I'm fighting back. Like, I'm a warrior princess, prince, queen, king, whatever I want to be. That's why I say I'm the demon lord, because the demon lord don't need no gender. It's boy, it's girl, it's whatever it wants to be. Yeah, like, I'm not going to be your secret. I'm not your fetish. I'm not your toy. I'm not your blood bank. Like, I'm a real motherfucking sorcerer, and I'm here to destroy you. I really want to, like, okay, if I could do it my way, I would have, like, a castle in Los Angeles mountains, like Rita Repulsa, have this really awesome palace, and then just be, like, summoning spirits to destroy humans all the time. I'll be creating monsters. Like, that's what I'd be doing in the astral realm, just to let you know. Like, it's beautiful on my side, and a lot of people don't have that beauty in their lives. And if they do, it's like, oh man, it's such a diluted, cheap version that I'm like, let me give you the real stuff. Let me give you the real beauty. Let me give you the real good stuff, the real tea, like how the world really works. And I'm gonna make you want it more, and I'm gonna make you love it, and I'm gonna make you obsessed with it, and I'm gonna make you, like, never want to give it up. I just have to put the extra work in and give you the good stuff. I can't do that cheap stuff anymore. Alright, so thank you for watching the Illuminati broadcast. Let me know if you have any conspiracy theories or questions. And my name's David Mora. It was nice talking to you guys. Catch you later. Bye.